Okay, we're going to start on Chapter 9, the digestive system. We're on page 85 of your medical assistant guide. Digestive system. They start by telling you the organs, not in no certain pattern or order, but by, I think it's alphabetical order. So that's how we're going to go with it. Abdomen, y'all know what that is? It's got your digestive organs in it. It's just this area. Your alimentary canal, we've got several names for the GI tract, gastrointestinal system, anywhere from the anus all the way to, from your mouth. From your mouth all the way to the anus is your alimentary canal. And if you want to just put on the side, gastrointestinal tract, a GI tract, whatever you've got it in your head as, make sure you also know it as alimentary canal. It's just another word that they use to describe the whole system, that GI tract, gastrointestinal. There's other words for that, but alimentary canal is what they want you to use. Your anus, it excretes waste or feces, we know that. Appendix, it's a small sac located on the cecum. It kind of is appendage. It's an appendage that really just gets blocked a lot. That's why people have appendicitis. But is it I don't know why, the purpose of it, but it's like the appendage. It's got a little small hole that things get in and get stuck in there, just like you have constipation or whatever. It'll occlude and people get appendicitis. Next thing you know, their appendix bursts. But that's because it's a weird thing sitting on the side. I don't know why it got there, but it's there. Bowel, and this is what you need to focus on, the bowel. It is a digestive chemical, and you know all three of these little parts of this sentence. It's produced in the liver, underline that. It's stored in the gallbladder, underline that, store it. All these stores. Secreted into the small intestines. So where is it produced? Where is it stored? And secreted into the small intestines. All right. If y'all have ever seen somebody with a colostomy bag and their liquids coming from your small intestines are normally green, or if you've had problems, especially gallbladder problems, you will see very yellow or green liquid that people throw up, and you will see that's maybe gallbladder problems, especially if they're a little older, 40 and above. They always say it's gallbladder if they're throwing up green or yellow, because that's when gallbladders start acting up. But it's produced by what? Stored in the what? Secreted into. So get that in there. The cecum is the first part of the large intestine. Then chyme or chyme, that's all it is. It is partially digested food. They call it chyme or chyme. Chyme is what they call it. And that's all. That's a fancy word to say, the food was halfway digested. Almost digested. It's more like imagine putting it in a food blender, mixing it all up with the juices from your stomach. That kind. Descending colon, that's exactly what it does. It descends. You got your cecum and it will descend downwards. And then your duodenum, that's your first part of your small intestine. And it's coming straight on off out the stomach there. Then your epiglottis, that's a flap in the back of the tongue. It keeps food from getting into the lungs. Underline that. What's the purpose of your epiglottis?
Keep food from getting into the lungs.
Yes. Esophagus, rhythmic movements that force food down your stomach. That's what we swallow with, our throat. Gallbladder, again, put you some stars around it. It's a small sac-like organ that stores and releases bile. Gallbladder is a small sac-like organ that stores and releases bile. And it's located right there by the duodenum because it's going to start breaking down fats is what it does in your body. And that's where it starts. Gastrointestinal tract, same thing. Alimentary canal, all that. GI tract, it's a system that processes food and excretes waste. So what do we call it? We call it GI tract, alimentary canal, all that. system there. Ileum is the last part of the small intestine. So somewhere I want y'all to write DJI. Duodenum, jejunum, ileum. That's the small intestine order. Duodenum, jejunum, jejunum, and ileum. There's your small intestines. Sometimes you might see them ordering DJI, whatever, but it's pretty much endoscopy. At the end of that word, they'll say endoscopy. So you're gonna know what it's going through. Doctor may say order da. No, but DJI is jejunum, ileum. Probably looking for ulcers or something they're looking for. Intestines, that's exactly what they are. They're located between the stomach and anus, and they're part of the alimentary canal. And it's just, we call them small intestine, large intestines. They're your intestines. Jejunum is long and coiled middle part of the small intestine. That's why DJI, duodenum's first, jejunum, then ileum. Then your liver, underline and star that. What does the liver do? So, liver does what? Filters what? And produces liver. Make sure you know those two things. And it's kind of sitting on top of your stomach on this side. Mouth, we know what mouth is. First part of the digestive system. Underlying salivary enzymes begin the process of digestion. Salivary enzymes actually start breaking down your carbohydrates, your sugary stuff, right there in your mouth. Salivary enzymes. You know, when your mouth waters, when you're hungry, or when you see food, it's on purpose because it's telling your body, okay, we're about to break down some food. That's why if you don't eat and you smell good food and you really get really hungry. Especially if you're not gonna eat, you really want to eat because your body you've done triggered some stuff that's trying to digest some food and you ain't ate nothing. Then that's when your mouth waters. That's your salivary enzymes breaking down or begins the process of digestion. Underline. So what begins the process of digestion? Salivary glands. Pancreas, that's very, very, very important enzyme producing gland. Underline that. What does the pancreas produce? That we all, and a diabetic, does not have the best working pancreas. So what would you put 2 and 2 together? A diabetic. You eat sugar and glucose.
Oh, the carbohydrate? I don't know.
Pancreas, it's an enzyme producing gland. What would enzymes help in digestion of fats, protein, carbohydrates. What would the pancreas be secreting that would help in digestion of sugar? Glucose is the sugar. Y'all are fired. What breaks down sugar in your body? And a diabetic does not have
Insulin.
any. God bless America. Insulin. So insulin comes from the pancreas. Put insulin by there.
So I'm gonna forget that.
Yeah. Something y'all kind of knew that. Y'all just the way the question was answered. Maybe I could have came a different way. That's what I was trying to do. Ask different ways so maybe you could get it. Insulin is produced by the pancreas, and it starts breaking down sugars. So if you do not have insulin, you got a lot of sugar running around in the bloodstream. So that's what the pancreas is there for. It starts there. Peristalsis, that's just a involuntary movement. Gets your food moving down your stomach. Rectum is the lower part of the lower intestine. Salivary glands, underline that one too. Still part of the other part that we talked about. Glands that produce saliva, which breaks down carbohydrates. We start breaking that down. C6H12O6. That's a lot of stuff to break down. That's what a sugar molecule is. It's kind of big. It's another reason why diabetics are so in trouble, because it's a big molecule and it blocks all the little bitty veins in your body. Blocks all the good stuff from getting where it needs to get to. And that's what sugar molecule does. Sigmoid colon, part of the large intestine. That's the one that's actually shaped like an S. And that's where a lot of constipation might occur because it can't move like it wants to. That's where it happens in the sigmoid colon. Your stomach, underline this one, and y'all know what a stomach is, but we want to know how we're going to describe it. It is a sac-like muscular organ attached to the esophagus. So, what is a small sac-like organ that stores and releases bile? Gallbladder. Now, what's a sac-like muscular organ attached to the esophagus? Don't get those messed up. Okay. Chemical and mechanical digestion take place in the stomach. We know that. Not only does it churn, but it also shoots out things that break down our foods. Transverse colon is exactly what it does. It runs across. So we got your descending, ascending, and then you got your transverse colon. That's all the big colon, getting ready to get down to your rectum. All of that is connected. Digestive process. First, you got your mouth. It's the first part of the digestive system. That's food triggers the salivary glands to start breaking down food. And just make sure that you know salivary enzyme starts the process of digestion. And it is located in your mouth. And y'all can find, maybe it's there. Pharynx and esophagus. The esophagus carries the food to the stomach. Swallowing takes place in the pharynx, which is your throat. Half of that, you think you swallow on your own, but if you ever just eat and just put food near the back of your throat, your body, you're going to actually have to fight not to swallow it. Because your body is going to naturally say, okay, I got food in the way, near my lungs too. Because you got lungs, a little hole that goes either way. But they're going to tell you to swallow it. I mean, these people. Your brain is a reflex. So, y'all try that, and you'll realize it's you swallow, but it's also half reflex. Then you'll realize it. Know the different names. Pharynx is your throat, and know that the esophagus is a muscular tube which extends down the throat. Muscular meaning it's moving your food down. It's going to peristalsis, which happens involuntarily. Moves food down. Stomach and intestines. Of course, it is a sac-like organ with strong muscular walls. Underline strong muscular walls. Because I don't want y'all to confuse that when they talk about the sac-like organ called the gallbladder. Muscular organ is your stomach. Of course, it holds food, mixes food, grinds food. It's working. There's your three parts. Your duodenum, jejunum, ileum. Y'all can put 1, 2, 3 there. The duodenum, jejunum, ileum. The small intestine breaks down food as well by using enzymes that are released by your pancreas and bile from the liver. What is released from the pancreas? Insulin. What's released from the liver? Yes. And y'all don't be spelling bile, B-O-W-E-L. It's a different kind of bile. People would talk, but it's actually bowel, but people put that word together so easily. Bile is B-I-L-E. Bowel is a whole different word. Same part system, but a whole different part of the system. Of course, we absorb our nutrients into the bloodstream. Colon, rectum, and anus. You got your ascending, descending, transverse, and sigmoid colon. And that's just and they about describe what it's doing. It goes up, and then it goes across, then goes down, and then that little S. That's how your large intestines are. Goes up, across, down, and then the little S. That little S is where constipation and impaction occurs a lot. And that little S, just because if you already got the dry stool and it's not going through so well, it's going to catch in that little curve there. So that's where constipation happens a lot. Underline 36 hours for stool to be made. All your food debris, bacteria. We got some good bacteria in our body that breaks down foods, believe it or not. It's just like, and I always say we got a little sewer system. Just like that sewer system downtown, they actually have growing bacteria in there that helps break down all that stuff that goes into the sewer. Same thing we got in our body, and what's it do? Cleans your water, does all the good stuff, and we go back and use it again. But that is your sewer system, and that is your, that's what we do. Vitamins and minerals. We got two types of vitamins and minerals. One is water or fat soluble. So under water should have a 1 on top of it, and your fat should have a 2. Just so y'all can make sure y'all putting there's water soluble, fat soluble. Vitamin A is a strong antioxidant. Underline that. Growth, healthy skin, and healthy hair. Just underline. Remember the strong antioxidant, and then growth, healthy skin, and healthy hair. Then you got your vitamin B for folic acid. This is something you just gonna have to put in your head. Cell repair, digestion, energy. Most of the time, we're thinking about the immune system. We're thinking about babies. When you're pregnant, you have to have that folic acid, or it can cause problems and cause spina bifida, where that spine actually forms outside their body. And folic acid, as long as you got plenty of folic acid, that doesn't happen. That's why prenatal vitamins are so important nowadays, and that's why they got them, because the children were having spina bifida. You don't hear that as often. It still happens, and just as well, things do happen, but not like it was, because they learned that you have to have folic acid in your body, and in a pregnant. That's why prenatal vitamins. Take vitamins. Folic acid is good anyway, but especially during that healing process or baby making process. Found in animal products, meat, asparagus, broccoli, potatoes, milk, eggs, cheese. That is your vitamin B. Those little energy drinks, that's why they're so real, because it's got vitamin B. That's what's in there.
Yeah, having some B12 in the phone.
B12, and I take a shot every month for B12 because I'm missing some. But that's what's in those little energy drinks. This is a B12. But what happens to all and most of your water soluble vitamins? What do you think happens to them? They're water soluble, so they get excreted real easily. If they're fat soluble, we hold on to them a little better. So all those vitamins that are water soluble, we need to eat more of, because they're going out of us daily. As soon as we don't, they use what we need and then excrete the rest. So water soluble vitamins we need every day. Whereas your fat, you need to eat it every day too, but not as important, because we will hold on to them a little bit. All right. Vitamin C, underline and star, and all the above. That is the strongest antioxidant. Vitamin C. We love vitamin C. It's the truth. Drink you some orange juice, and it cuts a lot of stuff away. It helps your immune system so great. And keep on with it. So vitamin C is a water soluble. So what do we need every day? Vitamin C. We hold on your fats, not your water soluble. So orange juice, fruits, vegetables every day. Fruits especially. Orange juice, fruits. That's your vitamin C. Strawberries, oranges, mangoes, kiwi, peas, broccoli. That is your vitamin C. When that mama tells you to eat your broccoli, they mean it. Eat your broccoli. Mama didn't like broccoli either, so we didn't have broccoli. We had peas. But you would, if you had a good mama, she actually looked and learned this stuff so she could give you a balanced meal so y'all could grow up to be healthy people. But my grandmama was that person. She had a balanced meal every day. Breakfast served. Orange juice and milk on the table. I didn't realize I should have been probably 500 pounds. But I know I got some strong bones. But every morning, milk, go to school, you got your milk. Come back home, we got milk. We were some milk people. So make sure, get your baby some milk, even if you don't, mother. Find something to get her vitamin D in there.
I've been trying.
Yeah. Because it's going to help her bones, teeth, all that good stuff. Help her out. Vitamin D, teeth and bones, fish liver, milk, eggs, butter, cheese. There you go. Add that to the diet. Yeah. Vitamin D. Vitamin E, cell maintenance. A lot of people use vitamin E religiously for their skin. They just know that vitamin E is gonna fix them. It also helps heart health, blood circulation, which is true. That's why they'll give you some vitamin E quick to help with your heart, actually. Found in salmon, potatoes, avocados, nuts, whole grains, sunflower oils. Vitamin K. This is the important one to remember as well. Important for blood clotting process and maintenance of strong bones. You don't have potassium. That's your strong bones in your clotting process. And some people don't have vitamin K, so they do not clot. It's part of hemophiliacs. Something's going on with that part of them. You find it in green vegetables, spinach, cabbage, broccoli, avocados, grapes, kiwi. And your folic acid again works with vitamin B12. Healthy blood cell production. That liver, there's a lot. Y'all can find some liver and put it in your diet. And it'll help solve a lot of stuff. But definitely always vegetables, if you notice. Vegetables got a lot of everything in them. Right. So, which one is a very strong antioxidant? The strongest of them all. Vitamin C. Minerals. We got some major minerals and minor minerals. So that's a 1 and 2. Major is your calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, and chloride. On most of your chemistry tests that you'll be pulling as in phlebotomy, it's going to show these. You're going to see a potassium level, a sodium level. All of those levels should be there. So that's what they're taking. They want to see what's going on with you. And they call that the electrolytes. So make sure that you also know that is a different panel as well. So I think somebody answered that on the review. But no different kinds of panels and profiles. That'll be found in your little 6-page, the little 6-page guide. Y'all should have been read that whole little guide by now and realize that y'all about know half of it. Most of it, actually. The little 6-page guide that has the definitions on the back that we did all the definitions.
Oh.
Yes, that 6-page guide. Read the whole thing. And you'll actually see. Yeah, you'll see that you already know it because about 3 of the whole pages is just telling you.
You know about the definition that we had to rewrite.
Yes.
And you know about that.
Y'all didn't get the whole 6-page. Oh, that was phlebotomy. Phlebotomy gets that, but I might give that to y'all as well. Y'all need to know that stuff.
Oh, that was true.
But yeah, phlebotomy learns the whole 6 pages. Y'all gotta make sure they got it. That's part of I'm surprised y'all didn't see the whole thing. It looks like this.
I'm there too.
It's the 6-page guide. Y'all just got the back. But it's just a little 6-page quick guide for phlebotomy. And that's what they call it. And it'll show the test. Here's all your tubing, all your definitions, and they just break it down. Here's your profiles, your glucose panel, electrolyte panel, liver function panel, checks the liver. Renal function, checks your kidney. Coronary risk panel, checks your heart. You do need to know this one question though. This is for your test. A myocardial infarction screen, is it used to access, and just guess, before or after a heart attack has occurred?
What now?
Myocardial infarction screen, is it used to access a heart attack before or after? Just after. After a heart attack has occurred. That's that troponin level that you're assuming that has occurred. But they call that the myocardial infarction screen. That's after myocardial. So just remember that. But the rest of this is they tell you how to pull blood on that green, and then here as well. If y'all want to look at it, y'all can. But it's more in-depth phlebotomy, which y'all already will read and be like, oh, we learned that too. We learned that. So know all your minerals. Calcium for strong bones. Magnesium actually regulates your potassium, sodium. When people are having seizures, we actually give them, or to prevent seizures, we give them magnesium. Because that's what a seizure is. It is something's happening with their sodium, potassium, and synapses, which causes them to have seizures. And we try to avoid it with, we give them mag. And that's, if you're coming in detoxing off of alcohol, because that's what you're going to do. If you detox and that your body is so used to alcohol, you're going to have seizures. So we give you mag, you don't have seizures. Or you're less prone to seizures because it's going to help with that. No, we actually give them a banana to eat too on their tray. So it's a good thing. Iron, healthy muscles and blood. Prunes. Eat you some prunes. And again, I tell you, my grandmama raised me, and we ate prunes. She ate them for constipation, but she said, yes, you can have some. All it is a big old dried up grape. To me, it's more like a muscadine dried up. It's only if you eat dried fruits, that's what it's like. But that's what a prune is like. Some people just believe. I love raisins, dried up raisin. This is just like a dried up grape, but they're very similar in what it does.
What does it look like a bullet? You said it's
Looks like a bullet, a dried up bullet.
no, it look like a booger.
Bullet. Oh, bullet is what we call muscadines.
I said it look
Booger.
like a booger.
So what you think about raisins? That's
That's why I
even
don't
worse.
That's why I don't eat. Yeah, the muscadines, it look like it got that booger texture in the inside. That's why we don't eat.
You don't eat too many boogers to know that.
Mm-mm.
What is a booger texture?
You know how little kids get boogers and play with them on their finger? They look just like a booger. I can't do that.
And I'm not gonna think about it because I love them. I do. I love them. I love them. And you know the texture, because you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't speak those about me.
Some people do, and I can't spit it out because I don't want to go through in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather swallow. And people are like, what?
Yeah, people like
Go
yeah.
and get it out of there. I can't. I cannot. I get a gag reflex.
Yeah, I got bad gag reflex.
Mm-hmm. And I really don't have bad gag, but I will. That mucus,
Trying to get the goo right.
yes, it does that to me. I can't say it. But yeah, mucus is a whole nother ball game for me. That's why I can't be a respiratory therapist. You deal too much with it. Iron, healthy muscles and blood. Selenium, healthy liver. Potassium, again, potassium, sodium. That is very important thing in your body that has to coagulate and coordinate sodium and potassium. If your sodium is a positive, potassium is a negative, or backwards. But anyway, one's a positive, one's a negative. And they actually work so much in your body. They work just to make your muscles move. That sodium has to go over here, potassium has to go over here. And that makes things happen in your body. That plus and minus just traveling through a small little membrane makes things happen in your body. Makes your synapses move, makes everything happen. If you are messed up your potassium, we're all in trouble because you're going to be cramping, you're going to be messing up, it causes your heart to mess up, all your muscles will not be working properly. So we've got to watch that potassium. And it also regulates your water level because it binds with sodium. So if we take medication that binds and that flushes water out, what you think you're also flushing? Sodium and potassium, all that's going out. Sodium holds on to your water. Water follows sodium. What else follows sodium? Because sodium is your negative, I think. Potassium is the positive. They flow together because that's what they do. So if you're taking a lot of water pills, some people will catch cramps, and that's why their potassium is getting out of them. So they need to take some potassium, eat some potassium. Things like that. Sometimes it's the sodium part of it, so they might even lick some salt and they get better. They like to eat mustard. You got somebody that's having cramps, give them some mustard because it's got a little salt in there too, and the turmeric actually, whatever is in that mustard helps too. But that's your sodium potassium pump. It goes together. So I always know that sodium goes with your water. So if you get water pill, all that's going out together. So you may have to take a potassium supplement, or your people, and you will be able to describe, oh, you're catching cramps. Yeah, that's that blood pressure meds because it's flushing the water out, and potassium goes with it. Zinc is an antioxidant for the healthy immune system. So zinc. So you always should have vitamins. If you're not eating correctly, you know whether you're eating right or not. You always go into Burger King. You're probably getting a lot of your vitamins. You're getting a whole lot of other stuff too. But, as long as you're eating, you're getting a lot. But not everything. You need to still take your vitamins. Especially if you're just going out and you're not eating vegetables and you're not eating all the good stuff. You're probably getting some, but you're still lacking. So take your vitamin today. Colon cancer, a common medical condition. Up under that category, I don't want to say that's common. Colon meaning it's a large intestine cancer. You want to know the symptoms: rectal bleeding, blood in your stool, change in bowel habits, unexplained weight loss, abdominal pain, discomfort. And how we're going to test it: by blood test in the colon, x-rays, and also biopsy. Add that in there. Underline, under that little section, put biopsy, examination of tissue removed from a living organism.
Say that again, biopsy.
Examination of tissue removed from, just tissue removed. You know what a biopsy is. But I want y'all to put it there because that's how we're going to diagnose most of the time. They're going to take a little biopsy. Or they may do radiation therapy, chemotherapy, medication, surgery. Surgery to remove it. Radiation therapy to shrink it. Chemo's the same to kill it. Constipation. Underline that first sentence. Infrequent and uncomfortable bowel movements. Test to diagnose it. They can actually put you up under the x-ray. But they'll do a colonoscopy, sigmoidoscopy, and a rectal function test. A lot of those are actually them going in there, taking a picture or looking in there and see what's going on. We're going to give you some laxatives, enemas, the wonderful things. They will clear your bowels out if you don't. We're going to try all that. We're going to try an oral medication first called nickel magnesium. Take that first and see if that works. If you have constipation. It's very nasty. It tastes like chalk. There's another one. After that doesn't work, we try to give you that. We can give you that like every 2 hours. That does not work. We're going to order up next day some citrate, magnesium citrate. That actually does the same thing. It pulls water into your colon and makes it go out. So that's what your citrate does. So if you drink a whole bottle of citrate and still don't have a bowel movement, we're in trouble, and you're in trouble. You've got an impaction problem. But that's the next day. If you don't want to go those extremes, we can give you an enema that goes right up in there. Same thing. When you put stuff in there, what it does is it pulls all the water back into your intestine, just like it was in the beginning. We had a lot of water in the beginning of your intestine, and then as you go down your intestine, we're sucking the water back up, we're reusing it, putting it back where it belongs, and then at the end, that's why it's drier, and that's why your bowel movement is formed, because now we've reabsorbed all the water that was in the beginning. So that's what we do, and then I don't even know. Oh, that's what constipation is called. And that's the same thing when we have an enema. They'll put the medication or whatever. It could be just the same, anything, salt. Suppository. But that's what it does. It brings that water back in and flushes it right on out. So that's how it works in your body. And that's what I told you, we're a sewer system. We eat, we drink, and then your water. If you're not drinking enough, your body will pull the water because it's got to digest its food correctly. So it's going to pull that water out of your blood system and give you dry skin. That's what I hear. Probably from not drinking water like I should. I drink fluids, but you need a right amount of water too. So make sure you're drinking your water. Crohn's disease, inflammation in the parts of the digestive tract, abdominal pain, weight loss. Underline it runs in the family. A lot of times all they can do is let that course happen. You pretty much eat and go run to the bathroom. A lot of people doesn't digest as well. Dyspepsia. No, that is a condition in which indigestion occurs. And that's all it means. Difficulty with your stomach. Anything Pepsid, you're going to think stomach. That is even a medication called Pepsid. But dyspepsia is difficulty with your stomach. So put those two things together. That's all. It's a fancy word for upset stomach. Indigestion. Gallstones. Underlying small substances developed in the gallbladder. There'll be small pebble-like pieces. Something happens and causes them to harden. Your symptoms, you'll see abdominal pain, vomiting, nausea, gray-colored stools. Underline that gray-colored. Gallbladder, gray-colored stool, and grapefruit. That is the diet to help keep some healthy gallbladders going on. Gallstones, maybe gray stools. Something happened to your gallbladder if you got a gray stool. And that may, sometimes on occasion, you might notice your bowels have a different weird color. It might have been because the gallbladder didn't act right. CT scans to diagnose, blood tests, and treatment is grapefruit juice. Or they can go in there and give you some surgery, medication, but most of the time they will go in there and pull that gallbladder if it's causing you problems. A lot of people, when their gallbladder's not working, it causes them not only because it breaks down fats in your body. And imagine if you didn't break down the fat, it's coming out your end. And it comes out like that with fat. Like it's formed, and it's like you have ate, and it'll die, it'll use what it needs. Your body still is gonna hold what it can, but holds less because now you got oil in the way. So it doesn't just absorb as good because oil is in the way. And then at the end, it's oily. Instead of what we do, we break down the oil and reabsorb it. But the Crohn's disease is going to come right up their end. And that's what your Crohn's disease will do. It mess you up, can't eat right.
Eat fatty, or do it just be like running off? That's why it looks
Fatty, oily. It's
so you can see the oil in it.
yeah, you can see it too. But running off as well, because it will not allow you to process your foods like it should. So it's both. That's what Crohn's disease is terrible and painful, and it can be inflamed. It can mess you up. People get really sick off of it because they can't hold any, and it will not absorb your nutrients that you need. And try to keep it healthy though with some grapefruit juice every once in a while. I get my grapefruit juice with my vodka. But every 2 or 3 weeks, I would drink me some. I haven't drank in a while. But grapefruit juice is what I drink with my vodka. So I can't taste the liquor. I drink grapefruit juice. So I've got a healthy gallbladder. I got a healthy gallbladder. I like grapefruit juice. But I definitely don't like taste vodka. So together they're wonderful. And then I add cranberry. That's a Cosmopolitan. You never heard of a Cosmopolitan? Cosmopolitan is just cranberry and vodka. But I don't want to taste the vodka, so I put a dash of grapefruit juice. And it's not strong, just a dash. You'll see. If you ever try it, if that's your drink, try it. Try putting just a little bit of grapefruit juice, and it'll take that whole vodka taste away. Like you feel like you just drinking some cranberry flavored vodka. I don't know, but drink you some grapefruit juice, not alcohol. Drink you some gallbladder. Gastritis, underlying inflammation of the stomach lining. And itis, remember what that means? Swelling of or inflammation. And gastro, anything gastro is going to be stomach. So that's your stomach swelling, the stomach lining swelling. And that's another painful kind of thing. You feel like you're cramping. It can mess you up as well. And it's severity. You can have just a little gastritis, and they just cause you a little pain that day, or that bowel movement, or just pushes food real fast down through you. It really depends on the severity. Lactose intolerance, there it goes. And you need to know this definition. Condition caused by the enzyme lactase making your body unable to digest lactose. Lactose is what's in your food. Lactase is the enzyme that you're lacking that breaks down lactose. Lactase breaks down lactose. Lactose you eat or drink. Lactase is the enzyme. So which is the enzyme?
Lactase.
Okay.